All right, continuing with our section 2.1 example, we have made a frequency distribution, we have made a bar graph for the frequency distribution, and we have made a relative frequency distribution, and now we are going to make a bar graph for the relative frequency distribution. So let's pull up our Excel sheet again. This is the bar graph for the frequency distribution. I'm just going to move that down just a little bit. Okay, now I am going to make a bar graph, remember, for the relative frequency, and so I want to skip over my middle column here, the frequency. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here, I am going to left click on the types of computers and drag my cursor down, and then I am going to push the control key, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to left click on the relative frequency, and I'm going to drag that cursor down. And I just included the total in there and I didn't want to do that. So let's do that again. We're on the types of computers. We're going to drag it down. Don't include the total because it's not part of your frequency distribution bar graph. Hold the control key, left click on the relative frequency, and drag that one down. There we go. That's the data that I want to put into my bar graph. Okay, so now we've highlighted the data we're going to use. We're going to come up here on the top, insert. We're going to insert a bar graph and choose the first one, the 2D. And here it is. And now we want to clean this up just a little bit because we want to put our titles in there and we want to label the axes, and then we're finished. So we'll change this relative frequency. Remember, we called this computer sales. And then to get the horizontal and the vertical axis, we came over here to the plus sign and we clicked on the axis titles. And our vertical axis, this was the relative frequency this time. And the horizontal axis, this is still the types of computers. And if you compare these, they should look pretty similar. The difference being, this is the actual count of the number of computers. This is just the percent of the computers that were sold. And that is your relative frequency bar graph.